What up, reader fam? Today I'm going to be talking about things in books that I really hate, or rather just strongly dislike, because hate is a very strong word, and I am not a hateful person, so this title might have been clickbait. Hey, you guys fell for it. You know that I'm not a hateful person. Anyways, we all have those things in books that we really don't like or we're tired of seeing, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. It might get a little bit shady up in here if you know what I mean, even though I'm terrible at throwing shade. Wha-pow! Wha-pow! Also, I just want to be clear that this video is not meant to offend anybody. If you like these things, you are allowed to like these things. I just personally don't. We have different opinions. That's okay. Let's get started. This first one is very specific to young adult books, and that is this whole disappearing parents thing. This honestly drives me nuts. I'll be reading a young adult book, and the kids will be doing all these crazy things, like they'll go days without going home, and the parents won't be concerned at all. Which, yes, I do know that there are parents out there that are like that, but not all parents are like that. Realistically, most parents would be calling the cops if their kid didn't come home after days of being gone. Mind you, I have noticed this less and less in young adult books, but it's still there. I still see it from time to time, and it still aggravates me every single time. The next two are things that I feel like you guys are just going to expect from me. The first one being insta-love. You had to have known this is coming. I am very vocal on the fact that I do not like insta-love in books. Like, I despise this element in stories. Thankfully, I don't feel like I see it as often in books, but it's still there from time to time. And honestly, I feel like a lot of times when I see it, we have our girl main character who has this guy best friend, and then that girl main character meets this random guy, and she ends up saying I love you within 2 days, when realistically there's more chemistry between our main girl character and her guy best friend. Like, the main character and the guy best friend are the ones that should be getting together, not this random guy over here that you just met. I wish I could share an example because there's a book specifically that I am thinking about, but I also don't want to spoil that book. But this is something that I saw in a book that I read this year. I'm also just not really somebody who believes in love at first sight. I do believe in seeing someone and having some kind of connection with them, but being able to say I love you within 2 days? Can't relate. And then another one that you guys are probably expecting to pop up on this list is love triangles. I've read love triangles where they've been written well. For example, the Infernal Devices trilogy. That is a quality love triangle right there. But even though there are those well-written love triangles out there, I'm also just so tired of seeing it in books. We just need to put this trope to bed. I want to be done with it. I don't want it anymore. I see it so often that I can't help but give it a big ol' eye roll once I see it's about to happen. And that's the thing, is that I feel like with love triangles, it's so easy to see from the start that it's going to happen. I feel like I've never been surprised by a love triangle. Wow, didn't see that coming. No, I did see that coming. Next thing on my list is repetitive writing. This one irks me to no end. And I have a specific example of this. Listen, I love Sarah J. Maas. I will continue reading and loving her books. But there's just this little phrase, and every time I see it, I just, nah. The phrase that she constantly uses is, so-and-so loosed a breath. Alid, loosed a breath. Dorian, loosed a breath. Rowan, loosed a breath. I'm losing breath reading about them losing breath. And I know, it's just such a small little phrase, but I promise you, you won't be able to unsee it now. Like, you might have missed it before when you're reading her books, but now it's all you'll see. I haven't read some of her latest releases, so maybe she's like backed off on using that phrase, but who knows, I'll find out once I read those books. This next one is very specific, but it's when an author tries too hard to portray a powerful message within their book. I'm all about books having a powerful message. It's complicated though, because I don't mind it when I read it in certain authors' books, and maybe it's because those authors write it in a way where I'm not cringing when I'm reading it. So maybe it just depends on the author and the book and my expectations going into the book, but it still drives me cray-cray. And the last one on my list is the hunky, way too good-looking, perfect character. This one honestly bugs me so much, mostly because there's not a very good variation in body types that we see in books, and this is not specific to books at all. This is in movies and in TV, and you could even say in music. I just want to see different body types being represented in media. Is that too much to ask for? I'm kind of tired of seeing the same old quote-unquote perfect characters. Just give me some variety. So those are all the things that I strongly dislike in books. You guys should let me know down below in the comments some things that you strongly dislike seeing in books. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos frequently on this channel, so if you want to be notified as to when I post new videos, be sure to go and hit subscribe, or go and click the little bell icon and you'll be notified as to when I post new videos. As always, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, choo.